Well, as the government shutdown enters into its second week, thousands of federal workers are being fired, something President Donald Trump said would happen if the shutdown continued. CTV's Jonathan Hunter has reaction from lawmakers in Maryland and Virginia who are outraged.
Democratic lawmakers from Virginia and Maryland rallied outside the Office of Management and Budget to send a message to its director, Russ Vought, and President Donald Trump. They say the firings are illegal and need to stop. More than 4,200 employees across 7 agencies have been laid off as a result of the government shutdown. OMB Director Russ Vought said on X, the rifts have begun. Those are reduction in force notices. Lawmakers from Maryland and Virginia are not happy.
Donald Trump and Russ Vought and all their cronies are using this moment to terrorize these patriotic federal employees.
And I have, for example, neighbors who said their entire division was wiped out as of Friday in the Internal Revenue Service.
One of those who came to today's rally is Charlotte Colvin. She was a federal worker who was laid off back in January. But her husband is a furloughed federal worker, and she is worried.
We've been very concerned that he will actually end up being fired as a result of what's going on. But it just it makes me really angry, to be honest with you.
Democracy Forward is a nonprofit that provides legal services. Rob Schreiber says their organization filed an emergency motion right after the rifts were sent out Friday.
And no matter what happens, we will continue to fight these illegal rifts. We'll fight them tomorrow, we'll fight them next week, we'll fight them 2 months from now, 2 years from now, as long as it takes.
It's hard enough that we're having a shutdown, but to think that people will now also lose their jobs and that the administration is just using this as an excuse to fire people, it just makes me sick.
Congressman Andy Harris, Maryland's lone Republican in the congressional delegation, released a statement saying, in part, despite the high number of federal workers in our state, I was the only member of our delegation to vote to keep the government open. Governor Moore and Maryland Democrats talk about supporting workers, but their actions tell a different story. And Republican U.S. Senator Susan Collins of Maine says she strongly opposes the firing of federal workers. She says their work is incredibly important to serving the public. At Washington, D.C., I'm Jonathan Hunter for CTV News.
All right, Jonathan, thanks so much for that report. Today, the Office of Management and Budget wrote on X, quote, "The White House is making every preparation to batten down the hatches and ride out the Democrats' intransigence."